And Ms. Salcedo, here's the thing. If you're using ice, what I've understood in my small time on the planet is your husband or common law for 3 or 4 months is probably using as well. Because what I do know is if you're at the barbershop, whether you need a haircut or not, if you hang out at the barbershop, at some point in time, you're going to get a haircut. So you're not allowed to be with him. You're not allowed to be around him. And
Welcome to the bench of justice.
Court is calling 2022 CR 1745, State of Texas versus Laura Salcedo. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
Juan Aguilera, attorney for Ms. Salcedo.
And are you Ms. Salcedo? I'm going to show you a document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Laura Elizabeth Salcedo who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 1745 for the offense of harassment of a public servant on March 30th, 2022 for a period of 2 years? Is that you? State?
Violated condition number 4 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Laura Elizabeth Salcedo, did then and there fail to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of May and June of 2022 in violation of condition number 4.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
Your Honor, the state waives all the violations.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
Ms. Salcedo, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 4, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4? Is there an agreement?
Yes, Your Honor. It's to continue the defendant on supervision, to alter and amend for 30 days in the Bexar County Jail, employment within 30 days, and for her to submit for a UA biweekly for 3 months and reign thereafter. And then an admonishment from the court for not reporting, and that she must verify her residence every 90 days.
Must verify her residence.
Every 90 days.
All right, thank you. All right, is that the agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Salcedo, why are you not reporting?
You're
You're gonna have to make sure you speak up. Lower the mess so we can hear you.
Yes, 2 home visits in 1 week that she had already issued a warrant from her arrest, so that there was nothing I can do about it. So, I mean, that's not that.
But then why, that still doesn't explain to me why you didn't report.
I couldn't report. She had told me that she had already issued a warrant from her arrest.
Where were you working?
But through them, I mean, they're giving me a regular job. I just have to put in the application.
Okay, so I still don't understand why you need to call probation and say that you're at work, you can't come in.
Well, I tried to tell her, but since I had missed 2 home visits in 1 week, she had told me it was already too late.
Why are you missing your home visits?
I was working at the time, so.
Everything for you is I was working at the time, which I find a little bit suspect because you know when you have to report, you know, in this court that if you would have taken proof of employment to probation, that what would have ended up happening is they would have sent me a violation report. I would have had you come in for a compliance hearing and I would have asked you why you're not reporting. And then I would have said, where's your proof of employment? And when you would have came in and said, I've been working, that's why I haven't been reporting. I would have said, we're going to recall this case and you're going to come in showing me that you have employment. Now, why do they need to know where you're living?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I guess because
Well-
I was homeless at the time, so I guess I have to.
Well, no, because you were saying you missed the field visits, so you were not homeless at the time.
I know, but I had to put them, I was living out with my uncle at the time, and I told him that I was in a permanent place, so I guess.
See, here's the thing, you're not being completely honest with me. And let me just tell you why I think you're not being completely honest with me. I want you to follow me down the trail that you're giving me. One, you tell me that you can't do the field visits because you're working. Then you tell me, well, I live with my uncle and then I was homeless at the time. That's why I think they want the 90 days residency. Then you're telling me you can't report because you're working.
Well, I can report now, you know, I'm living somewhere now, so. But at the time, I wasn't stable, so I was trying to get on my feet then.
Do you have any drug issues?
Um,
When's the last time you used drugs?
It's been a couple months, a month, 2 months.
Okay. And what were you using?
I was smoking
What?
ice.
All right. So now we're coming to what the real problem is here. So how often were you smoking ice?
Maybe once. Not, it wasn't something that I was doing constantly, you know. So
No,
every now and
nope,
then.
no. Here's the thing. You're on deferred adjudication. Everybody has said they want you to be continued. So I need to know what I need to do. So the next time that I see you, it will be because you've completed everything and you're asking me to let you off of probation, as opposed to seeing you before me in blue, potentially going to prison for 10 years. So let's not play any games. Raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, lower your hand, state your name.
Laura Salcedo.
All right, and pull the mask down so we can hear you. All right, so how often were you using?
Maybe once or twice a month. It wasn't
No,
constant.
no, it wasn't once or twice a month. Don't do this. Here's the thing, you got to be honest with me. And honestly, if you're not honest with me, that tells me that you're still in the throes of your addiction and maybe you're not ready for help. But I don't know anybody who's using ice like once a month.
Well, I mean, I wasn't using it constantly, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, so how often were you using it?
Maybe twice a week or less, you know, it wasn't a constant thing.
So you were using it weekly?
Maybe weekly, bi-weekly. But
All right.
It wasn't a constant thing.
All right, so she needs some help. She has a drug problem, which I had a feeling that she had based upon my conditions. So probation, we're going to need a TAP evaluation. So I'm going to alter them in conditions to include TAP. That's going to occur while you're in custody. And I'm going to start you off with intensive outpatient treatment. We're going to do the UA hotline. Now, the next question, they're saying that they want proof of residency. Do you actually have a stable place to stay? And when I say stable place to stay, I don't mean you're couch surfing. I don't mean one friend is letting you stay here for a week and then you have to find another place to stay. Do you have a place where you can lay your head on a pillow at night, wake up in the morning and come to that same place and lay your head on the same pillow?
I'm pretty sure I can.
Nope, not pretty sure. Do you have it? That's either yes or no.
It's the same residence that I had to renew the last time.
And is this the uncle?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like that didn't work out before. And I don't think your uncle wants you staying with him if you are using. And when we say uncle, is this a biological uncle?
Yeah.
How is he related to you? On which side?
On my mother's side.
Why are you not staying with your mom or your grandmother?
Well, my mom she's getting on. She's not here right now. She just very had a heart attack. So right now she's in a nursing home.
All right. And grandmother?
I don't have a grandma.
Do you have aunts?
Yeah.
Why not stay with the aunts? Why the uncle?
Well, I mean, I can do that. It's just not something constant, you know. I mean, they help me as much as they can, you know. It's not gonna be like something permanent, you know.
All right. You're going to be allowed to stay with your uncle, but you're only going to be allowed to stay with him for 90 days. You need to start saving up your money and you're going to get your own place. You understand? And I'm going to want proof of residency every 30 days. And so probation, I'm going to want field visits every 30 days. and probation, usually I know those field visits are random, but make sure that she knows what day it's going to be. And when you go to the uncle's house, make sure you look in the closet to make sure that she is actually staying there. And this is just not knocking on someone's door. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom. And probation to help her out when she calls the UA hotline and has to come in and test. That could be her reporting day as well. And well, I know just when she calls and she goes in, then she'll know if I'm going in to do UA, right after that, I need to go and report for probation. All right, and anything else that the state and you all agreed to?
That's it, Judge.
I think that's it, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Salcedo? And I'm sorry, there's to be proof of employment within 15 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Ms. Salcedo, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No.
Judge, gentleman approached me before we got started and indicated that she was Miss Salcedo's husband. Apparently they have a place of their own there on Harbor Place.
Who?
So her husband,
All right, are those shades medical prescription? Or are you just being cool for school? All right, you need to stop chewing gum. All right, so who is this gentleman?
He's my husband.
Do y'all have a certificate proving that you're married?
And we're coming up.
Yeah, I don't know him. I don't know how long she's known him.
you have kids together? Like that, like you put together?
A little louder, please. What was the answer?
Excuse me,
I didn't hear your answer.
3-4 months.
All right, so no, there's an issue going, yeah, you understand.
Yes.
So no, you can't live with this gentleman. What is your name?
Larry and
Yes, she will not be living with you. She needs to get her life in order. You understand? All right, thank you. Have a seat. And Ms. Salcedo, here's the thing. If you're using ICE, what I've understood in my small time on the planet is your husband or common law for 3 or 4 months is probably using as well. Because what I do know is if you're at the barbershop, whether you need a haircut or not, if you hang out at the barbershop, at some point in time, you're going to get a haircut. So you're not allowed to be with him. You're not allowed to be around him. And I'm making that as a part of the conditions. Do you understand? All right. Is there anything else?
Nothing.
So probation, there's to be no contact with this gentleman in the courtroom. What's his last name? So. Excuse me, sir, you're excused. Deputies, he can be escorted out. All right. Yes, you will. Thank you.
The case involves Laura Elizabeth Salcedo, who is under deferred adjudication in Bexar County, Texas, following a 2022 charge for harassment of a public servant. The legal proceedings shifted toward a motion to revoke or adjudicate her probation because she failed to report to her supervision officer during May and June of 2022. By pleading true to these violations, Salcedo faced a potential sentence of up to 10 years in prison and a fine of $10,000. However, the prosecution and defense reached an agreement to continue her supervision rather than incarcerate her immediately. The court ordered 30 days in county jail, mandatory employment verification, and a transition to intensive outpatient drug treatment. During the hearing, the judge interrogated Salcedo regarding her excuses for missing appointments. While Salcedo initially claimed work and homelessness were the causes, the judge grew suspicious of her inconsistent timeline. Under oath, Salcedo admitted to a significant drug problem, specifically the weekly use of ice, methamphetamine. This revelation shifted the court's focus toward rehabilitation and strict monitoring. The judge imposed a no-contact order against a man in the courtroom claiming to be her husband, suspecting he was involved in her drug use. The final conditions of her continued probation included biweekly drug testing, proof of residency every 30 days, and a total ban on working with minors or as a home health care provider. The court is now in session for the case of the state of Texas versus Laura Elizabeth Salcedo. Miss Salcedo, you are here because you violated condition number 4 of your deferred adjudication for the harassment of a public servant. Specifically, you failed to report to your officer for 2 consecutive months. By pleading true to this, you are admitting you broke the terms that kept you out of prison. You need to understand that I have the authority today to sentence you to 10 years in the penitentiary. Your excuses about work and housing don't add up, and frankly, the transparency isn't there. I need the truth. When was the last time you used? You're admitting to using ice weekly? That is the root of this. We're going to try to save your life, but the game's end now. The court will honor the agreement to continue your supervision, but it comes with heavy costs. You will serve 30 days in Bexar County Jail immediately. Upon release, you must submit to a TAP evaluation and enter intensive outpatient treatment. You will have a UA hotline and biweekly testing. Furthermore, I am concerned about your associations. You are not to have any contact with the individual claiming to be your husband. If you are hanging around a barbershop, eventually you're getting a haircut. If you stay with users, you will use. You have 90 days to stabilize your residency with your uncle, but after that, you must secure your own place and show me proof of employment within 15 days. You are prohibited from working with minors or in home health care. This is your final lifeline. If I see you back here for another violation, you won't be going home. You'll be going to prison. Case adjourned.